Hey, you. Yeah, just you. So, here's a mini-sode. And I'd like to first, before I get into this mini-sode, just tell you about a few things. The first being, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Hit that subscribe button. Only because I want to make you feel less alone in your struggles. And also, I want to let you know that I have a Facebook group, Create a Life Worth Living, that I'm going to include in the show notes. So check that out. And lastly, this is a mini-sode that I'm doing because I want for you to have a second chance, because you deserve it. And so I'm titling this, How to Change, for those who deserve a second chance. Sometimes I'm really bad at following advice, even my own advice. Ego truly is the enemy. I still get afraid at 3 a.m. I'm still afraid of losing the people I love, or my voice, my teeth, my friends, and most importantly, my memories with my deceased mom. It's about acceptance, though. If you want to make any improvement in your life, you must first accept the way it is now. Don't try to judge it and make it wrong. Don't try to glorify it or distort the truth to make it more attractive. Just accept the way things are. I believe a lot of this personal improvement stuff comes from people seeing their current situations and finding pain in them. By seeing the situation as negative, these people push themselves backwards. And this method usually doesn't work. Well, sometimes it works. Extreme pain can often ignite people into extreme action, but extreme pain can often ignite people into extreme action and break them out of routine. But this method also takes a toll. Whenever you make your current reality negative or wrong, you feel a lot of internal pain. You may reach a higher standard of life for which you can be satisfied, sure. Or you may end up endlessly chasing goals and dreams, never to feel any fulfillment or happiness. The thing is, personal development doesn't have to be like this. When you accept your current reality, not labeling it good or bad, you start to see more clearly. Hey, it's an everyday struggle for me too. You're not the only one. You can see that life carves out a path in front of us. It gives us obstacles to overcome and problems to solve. Those challenges aren't to disrupt our path. They are an integral part of it. Reality is not black or white, harsh or compassionate. Reality just is. Qualitative statements like good, bad, ugly, or cruel come from a brain that tries to imagine and compare. There is no other reality, no other now, just this one. There is a duality to every experience in life. Every problem does have a solution. Every obstacle, a new path. For every negative, there's a positive. If you feel confronted by a lot of personal challenges, all this means is that the path in front of you will be interesting, filled with crazy stumbles and achievements. Does this mean that you should accept reality and stop trying to make better? Of course not. When you accept reality, you realize that every path is equal. Each reality neither better nor worse than every other one. So your motivation to improve no longer comes from an inner sense of weakness, but a desire to explore. Does this duality of experience lead to true change? Because if each negative contains a positive, does this mean that you can't ever achieve total happiness, doomed to nothingness for your entire life? The answer is no. Happiness doesn't come from circumstance, but from perception. Perspective is everything. You can achieve great things, but still be miserable because you perceive it as a negative. There's an old big fat man. His name's Buddha. I'm not trying to joke, but this old fat man Buddhist is saying, there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. Accepting reality allows you to see the whole picture, where all your challenges and obstacles are just new and interesting components to the path. When you can fully accept reality, it starts to become like a game. Complaining your negative feelings about difficult situations is a game, and it's kind of silly. The challenges are the whole point of the game. There are some challenges, of course, that are easier than others, but the bigger the challenge, the greater the satisfaction. I mean, think about it. How happy did you feel after finishing that 10-page homework assignment? Or actually building a business that you love? Versus how happy did you feel finishing the bag of popcorn and the 1700th season of Game of Thrones? I mean, this is all easier said than done, and I understand. I frequently stumble down into the level of consciousness where I lose sight of this whole picture, where I feel bad about the challenges or circumstances handed to me in some areas. So let me give you an example. In 2002, Diet Coke launched their new marketing slogan, "Do What Feels Good." It was just another play on words in an ad campaign designed to hijack the human desire to seek pleasure. We're all wired to go after and move toward pleasure, right? And away from the pain. So it's no surprise that sales skyrocketed, whether it's messages to inhale soft drinks, to buy the latest smartphone, to check Facebook with that red notification that feels so good when you see it, or to eat one more chocolate chip cookie. We're habituated to elevate only when we feel good. And it's no wonder, because pain versus pleasure is an impulse, and it is a natural evolutionary trait that has helped us, well, to be human for millions of years. Thanks to good old evolution, negative emotions alert us that something is wrong, and we may need to retreat or change our habits or path. Positive emotions are sensitive. Positive emotions are incentives, notifying us to keep doing that thing that leads us to joyful experience. So why not feel good? The unresolved problem is evolution never took into account modern life. And now we're left off to fighting against our pleasures. I mean, we love to eat. We love to buy the latest gadgets or drink soda, even when our body or bank account is telling us, hey, that's not the best decision. But it can feel so good in the moment, and I get that. But guess what? This is your second chance. Because sometimes doing what feels good is keeping you trapped. It's keeping you in that dead-end job you hate because you're doing what feels good in the moment versus doing what will make you feel really good long-term. Let me stress that. Because you're doing what feels good in the moment versus doing what will make you feel really good in long term, that's why I'm suggesting you do what feels bad. Honestly, feel bad not eating out so you can pay your debt off faster and create more freedom and spaciousness in your life. Feel bad by going through a minimal amount of pain at the gym so you can feel better later, even though it feels good to relax and watch another episode of Breaking Bad Amazing show, by the way, I know. Or eating Doritos, or having that zesty amazingness hit your tongue. Feel bad about not working on your business because you're scared and don't know what the hell you're doing, but at least you're taking action. The action leads to some progress. No matter what leads. Feel bad about analyzing your negative self-talk. I don't like the way I look in the mirror. I don't like the way I sound. I don't like the way I handle money. I don't like the way I think about making money. All that stuff. And actually own up to this and make one change each day. Because it starts with small investments. Or maybe you feel bad about not spending a huge amount of money on your car so you can pay off your current debt. Or feel bad about not getting a nap because, well, damn it, you need to produce some damn content right now for your website, and writing is the key. Or maybe making a podcast episode. And nature never intended for you to be in a situation where you might have to do what feels good bad, in favor of creating a long-term future that feels better than the short-term hamster wheel of pleasure seeking. So, my quick tips are: set a 5-minute timer. By starting the task and lasting for a short 5 minutes of doing the task will fast cut your way to finishing the blog post, finishing those emails, or reading that boring homework assignment for your general education class. Or set a 5-minute timer and go on a walk from the thing you're trying to avoid. Just set a timer, 5 minutes there, 5 minutes back. A very wise anonymous person once said, I don't trust a person who won't go on a nice walk. Give yourself a reward after doing the task. Don't use food. Maybe use something that will set you up for finishing other tasks. For example, I love podcasts. I hate cleaning, right? So what do? Well, in order to be pop-up productive, I will read something agonizing for just 20 minutes. Get it done, and then as soon as I'm done reading, I get to listen to a podcast that I was looking forward to. I was also looking forward to listen to while I clean, so maybe I can do that. Maybe I can clean and listen to a podcast. Check and mate. And then, lastly, I listen to something that I really, really love too. Some sort of song. My go-to song is, honestly, it sounds stupid, but it's a mashup by Robin Scordas. It's in 2013. Anyways, final parting thoughts. What can you do today that feels bad so you can feel better later? If any of this resonates with you and you're truly trying your hardest to change and you feel like you have a voice that should be shared with the world, and I honestly believe you do, but maybe you don't, I am taking just a few people to help them with their podcast. Just email me, Logan at LoganTylerNelson.com. And if you're ready for the challenge and you actually fulfill all the requirements or that you need to fulfill for the podcast, then you're accepted. But if you're also looking for my personal philosophy to keep myself from falling into autopilot and just keep on going and not fall into the same routine, which ultimately leads me down a path of misery instead of a life worth living, email me at Logan at LoganTylerNelson.com, and that will be in the show notes. So, with all this said, please leave a review if you could, to take some time. It really helps this podcast get found. I know it takes time out of your day, so I appreciate every review. And then if you found this informative, the best compliment is to share this. I really appreciate it. I know it takes a little bit of time to hit that share button, and I know it takes a little bit of effort to take time out of your day to leave a review, and that means the world to me. And lastly, don't ever forget, you matter and you are enough.